Maybe it's one of us. You'll never know.
And then the last hole is actually it's quite high. It's probably about 5 foot, and it's like a Quidditch hole where you've got to kind of chip it up, which felt impossible for us with the mallets, didn't it? So we were how else can we get this ball in the hole? And Luke just put it between his feet, flicked it up, and it went straight through the hole. It's actually filmed, so hopefully we can find the clip at some point.
I've paid him to say this.
Yeah, and then for the rest of the time, everyone thought Luke was the god of Pall Mall, which really frustrated me because I'm quite competitive and thought that I was actually pretty good.
Listen, I love Regé like cook food, as we would say, and he will be my friend for life. And I loved working with him on Bridgerton. I liked his brain, his acting brain, his generosity as an actor, and all of those things. But as the spine of the structure of the show is based on Julia Quinn's fantastic Bridgerton series, the story of Daphne Bridgerton's marriage is complete in its achievement, not in its future, but in its achievement. And so the lens is swinging on to Anthony Bridgerton as the next child who needs to get wed. I was thrilled that the Sharmas have come in. This season, I get the great joy and privilege of working with these amazing actresses, Simone, Charithra, and Shelley. And her sort of narrative is much more about, I get to play the game this season, and it's a super challenge.
You know, we're seeing wigs now that I've collaborated with and discussed the materials of which to make the wigs and the structures of the wigs. So we're using some are made of metal because they have to be, because that's they have to hold up that structure, and those are the big art pieces that you see. But then using other materials, lighter materials, plastics, to make the insides that hold the kind of the framework of the wig is much easier for me to do a filming day. So I was really grateful that they took all that into consideration.
Yeah, I love those kids like they were my own. They are such a joy to be around, and every time that there's a family scene, they descend into utter chaos. We're always corpsing, trying to catch each other out. They're a lot of fun. The whole set is a lot of fun on those days.
Personally, it was difficult, it was challenging. I was in a full corset, it's sort of rock hard, you can't bend. If I dropped a fan or my script, that was it. I had to rely on the kindness of strangers to help me out. It was challenging, but I think, it was a good 3-hour process, but I think the end result was worthwhile.
I got away easily because I got to just wear a little half corset so I could breathe. It was still quite tight on the old bosoms.
I try not to, because I think I find it important to sort of focus on the show and to try and sort of, because I think it's wonderful. I mean, it's wonderful to know that it's there, put it that way. I think I find it really, really lovely and heartwarming to know that people are speculating. I think as actors, what you want, right? That's part of the job, is you want people to speculate about you. You want people to be thinking about the character, the role. So
I like to avoid future predictions, I think, because then it avoids disappointment if that doesn't happen, although on this show that never happens.
That's a good question. Maybe it's one of us. You'll never know.
Yeah, I think we try not to do that, We leave it to the professional, Lady Whistledown.
I have to say, I feel quite relaxed about it, but just because I think there's been the first season, there's such a tension in terms of, how is this all going to fit together and how is it all going to work out? Whereas now it's like there is such a thing as a Bridgerton world, and it's clear in people's imaginations and it's clear in our imaginations, and so now we just have to play in it and develop more and more and more and more.
And absolutely, and I also think that the pressure is evenly split amongst everyone within the show. It doesn't feel like there's a massive pressure on us for that. I feel like there's a nice amount of pressure for the entire cast to make something as special but different
That's right.
about the next show.